All right, viewers, let's dip into the latest news break, and it's coming in from Gorakhpur Sadar, the seat of Yogi Adityanath, and he's won from a whopping margin of 1,02,000 votes. That is Yogi Adityanath's first assembly election. This is the first election he's fought for a state assembly. Earlier on, he's been the MP from Gorakhpur for 5 terms since 1998. Gorakhpur Sadar was the first time he decided to throw his hat in for an MLA election, and he has won the declared seat on a margin of 1,02,000 votes. I want to cut across right now to my colleague Ashutosh, who's joining us from Gorakhpur Sadar right now. You know, Ashutosh, befitting that he went from this massive margin of 1,02,000 votes when you register such an emphatic win consecutively, 270s where BJP stands on right now in Uttar Pradesh.
Well, always it has been the influence of, the Gorakhnath Mutt, and that perhaps dominated not only the Gorakhpur area, but also the adjoining districts in the Purvanchal. And of course, since Yogi, the Gorakhpur seat, when he was the member of parliament, remained unchallenged, and it was the popularity of Yogi Adityanath. And when it is first election as MLA, now you can see the cheers, the current that you see here among the supporters, that every passing, but there is only one slogan by the supporters, and the entire road has been painted by saffron. There is almost a Holi that they are celebrating as the result which has been declared from the seat, 1,02,000, and that is the margin. And remember, it was very much anticipated that this is going to be a victory. This was a sure seat, secure seat for Yogi Adityanath. All the question was that how much would be the margin, and now since the result has been declared, it is 1,02,000. That's the number that Yogi Adityanath won through. That is the margin of the victory. But here कितना इम्पोर्टेंट दिन आप लोगों के लिए, 1 लाख से भी ज्यादा सीटों, ज्यादा वोटों से योगी आदित्यनाथ जीते हैं।
जी, पूज्य योगी नाथ महाराज जी के नेतृत्व में पूरे प्रदेश में चुनाव लड़ा गया है, और निश्चित रूप से जात पात भेदभाव से ऊपर हट करके उनके विकास और जो
सड़क आप लोगों ने पेंट कर दी है पीले और भगवे से। I saw literally at temple area, people came with the bulldozers. There was only holy celebration music.
पूरा भगवामय हो गया। पूरे भारत में 4-5 राज्य में 4 राज्य भारत।
गोरखपुर में 9 सीट थी, और जो 9 में पूज्य योगी महाराज जी के नेतृत्व में भगवा, और प्रदेश में भी भगवा लहरा गया, और जो चिल्लू पार में आज तक नहीं हुआ था आजादी के बाद।
ठीक है। There you heard the supporters, of course, enthusiastic over the victory. All the seats have been completely won by the BJP, and that's of course the picture all across the state of Uttar Pradesh. You really can't stop these supporters. They're just going on and on since afternoon, ever since in the trend they saw BJP. UP में कब, of course, the answer was given by Ravi Kishan himself in the afternoon. He said, when the people asked, the opposition asked UP में कब, it was Ravi Kishan said UP में sabba, and that perhaps seems also reflecting in the results that clearly people gone on the agenda of where it was one side religious politics, at the same time the development model, where it was said that in Gaon it was the Ration, in the urban areas it was the Sashan, and that's clearly one of the cocktail example that's giving a result positively for the BJP in the India's largest state. Back to you, Preeti.
I'm going to come right back to you, Ashutosh, my colleague reporting from Gorakhpur Sadar. That is where comes Yogi Adityanath. He's fighting his first assembly election from Gorakhpur urban seat, and he sealed it with an emphatic win, viewers, of 1,02,000 votes. He's won the seat, his first assembly election. He's been the MP from Gorakhpur since 1998, 5 terms. And this time, he's an MLA from there with an emphatic win of 1,02,000 votes. It's a huge margin. The other person who's had this margin, viewers, has been Rajnath Singh, Defense Minister's son, Pankaj, who won in Noida with a margin of over 1,40,000 votes. These visuals that we are showing to you come in from the Lucknow BJP headquarters. Celebration of prom. Music blaring, and that tagline is what their song was, कि पूरे देश में भगवा लहराएगा. At least देश के 4 प्रदेशों में तो आज भगवा लहरा रहा है, and that is the state of Uttar Pradesh, Goa, Uttarakhand and Manipur. Key contests, how does it look like? The key candidates in Uttar Pradesh, a lot was made especially for those from smaller non-Yadav OBC communities that broke away from the BJP, went to the SP. Many political analysts suggested this would be the game changer for Akhilesh. It hasn't been so. But let's take a look on how they are faring right now. Let's get the election dashboard going. All right, our election analysis dashboard. Let's get it going and take a quick look on what the key fights right now are. Like I just pointed out, a lot of leaders who were the non-Yadav OBCs representing those communities who broke away from the BJP at one point of time. Let's cut across right now on how they are faring right now in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Let's go to the VVIP seats and what it looks like. Let's try and find the ones that broke away. Swami Prasad Maurya. A lot was said about Swami Prasad Maurya. Where does Swami Prasad Maurya fare right now on his particular seat? Let's take a look. And he is right now trailing, and that to be from a sizable margin of enough margin there. Swami Prasad Maurya tracing from his constituency of Fazil Nagar. This was also pretty much predicted in India Today's exit polls. He broke away representing the Maurya community. A lot was made of the fact that will Swami Prasad Maurya pull in the Maurya community for Akhilesh Yadav and the Samajwadi Party, where Swami Prasad Maurya, forget about pulling the Maurya community to the Samajwadi Party, is seeming to be losing from his seat of Fazil Nagar, Uttar Pradesh. Let's go back right now to the VVIP candidates and let's find the others who broke away. Let's look at Om Prakash Rajbhar. He is from one of the constituencies in Ghazipur, Zahurabad. Well, he is leading right now with a sizable margin. There was a tough fight for him as well. It was predicted he was in a tough contest by our exit polls, but by the looks of it, Om Prakash Rajbhar right now leading from Zahurabad in constituency Ghazipur. Let's go back to the VVIP seats and let's find the others who broke away from the BJP representing the other communities, the non-Yadav OBC communities, and they could have benefited is what was to be said, which is the Samajwadi Party. Let's try and find Dara Singh. Yeah, Dara Singh Chauhan is the other leader. Well, he's finally leading. He was trailing till now. He had pulled away from the BJP. A lot was made that he is going to, get a huge chunk of the non-Yadav OBCs for Samajwadi Party, not so. But he's at least now leading from his seat. He was trailing till a short while back. Let's look at some of the other seats right now on how they are faring. Some of the other big names. Azam Khan from Rampur. Let's take a look. Well, he is leading with a sizable chunk there. Let's cut across and see the other big place. Keshav Prasad Maurya from the BJP was trailing till a certain time back. All right, let's right now cut across to my colleague Moshmi while we, get you more details from our assembly election dashboard. My colleague Moshmi is right now at the BJP headquarters in Lucknow. She's joining me live from there. Moshmi, celebrations, aplomb, a leher of saffron. You know that song when you and I would be reporting on the streets of Uttar Pradesh, सारे देश में saffron लहराएगा. 4 प्रदेशों में तो लहराए भगवा.
Absolutely, Preeti, that song absolutely being chanted almost by the BJP workers, and this is actually the climax of it all. A mammoth battle fought by the BJP, the BJP, triumphing with a huge margin, and here you are, the scene unfolding. Not even an inch of a space to walk, jam-packed, action-packed BJP office. You can see how these BJP workers are waving the victory sign, and you can see saffron flags, BJP flags, saffron topis, a bulldozer right there on the head of one of the BJP workers. And workers laughing and chanting. It's been going on since 11 a.m. in the morning. And this is a moment of reckoning for the Saffron Party that has been hoping for a comeback, a history in the making, 35 years jinx, broken by Yogi Adityanath as the BJP returns to power in the politically most crucial state. They say road to Delhi leads from Lucknow. This state has given many prime ministers. Lucknow has given Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and it is actually soaked in politics, and BJP cracking the victory code not once, not twice, not thrice, but more than a hat-trick for the fourth time in a row. Two Lok Sabha elections, 2 assembly elections. It couldn't get bigger than this for the Saffron Party. It is actually been, Uttar Pradesh has been a laboratory for political analysts, for leaders and political parties, and especially the BJP that banks on the Hindutva card. Here you can see Vidhan Sabha, the magnificent Vidhan Sabha of Uttar Pradesh, right in the background, and in the foreground is the hard work and toil of the BJP workers, the women brigade, the youth brigade, all combining force with the MY duo of the BJP, the Modi-Yogi duo, as the BJP leader put it. Here, leaders dancing on the stage, followed by party workers absolutely ecstatic, absolutely jumping with enthusiasm. And this is a moment that BJP will actually play in its mind again and again. And even as the results trickled in, Sunil Bansal was huddled in his office trying to get feedback of all the seats, not leaving anything to chance. That is the
wait right now,
of the
Mostly,
BJP.
is there a wait?
BJP, right, Preeti?
Moshmi, are they waiting right now? Because we know that 5:30 p.m. is when Yogi Adityanath is going to come and address, these burgeoning crowds outside the BJP headquarters. But is there a wait to see whether Keshav Prasad Maurya, the Deputy Chief Minister's seat, is settled? Because, it's like on a cliffhanger. About 10 minutes ago, he was leading. Now he's trailing again. So are they waiting that, these crucial seats, especially the likes of Keshav Prasad Maurya, that seat is settled? Only then will Yogi Adityanath and the top brass of the BJP come out?
Preeti, I remember you telling me last time that the X factor, the Yogi Modi factor, is actually overplaying all the negatives as far as the political situation is concerned. And here you can see the Yogi factor actually downplaying any defeat of any big BJP leader. Even the Deputy Chief Minister, if he's facing a defeat, it's not even being discussed or mentioned here, because the BJP workers are absolutely lost in the celebrations of victory, which they think they truly deserve. It was a long and hard-fought battle for them. They have given the BJP leadership thumping victories in the past. One thought there could be a worker fatigue, but even overriding their own personal ambitions, I believe that the BJP workers have shown the mettle, have proven their mettle to not only the party leadership, but to the countrymen. I spoke to the BJP Women Morcha, and they said that inflation could have been an issue, but the BJP has done everything that it takes to control the inflation and help the poorest of the poor. One of the Gandhi lookalikes right behind me, and he is holding the Indian flag. Is it a celebration of the dance of democracy, celebration of democracy?
Yes, this is the celebrations. This is the winning of the power of the people. People is the everything. और आज जो हुआ है वो डबल इंजन का सरकार हुआ है. केंद्र में मोदी जी है और यूपी में योगी जी है. ये सब खुशी लोगों के लिए.
So here you are, Gandhi lookalike. He is actually a devotee and a follower of the principles of Gandhi, traveling across the country, arrived here for the BJP celebrations, Preeti. But look at that. Look at the view there. Lot of pushing and jostling, but I don't think that the BJP workers would mind that. They would be, in fact, dreaming that this moment should come when they would be actually celebrating the victory with the man of the moment. Any moment from now, about half an hour from now, the man of the moment, the man of the match, Yogi Adityanath will be arriving here. And what a spectacular journey that he has, covered, from his spiritual journey to his political journey, that has been marked clearly by a strong willpower, a willpower to succeed, and also a strict administrative skill and a knack to, woo voters, a knack to connect with the crowd. And that's why you see each and every worker here waiting for their man of the match, waiting for the captain, and also to give him a thumping reception. 5 years back, I had seen a replay of this moment, but that time the BJP had tasted a victory in the assembly elections after the 2014 victory. So this victory is very, very special, not only because it's the second time in a run you won the assembly elections, but now you have a leader who is actually, accepted by the public of Uttar Pradesh, and not only accepted, his policies, his working style celebrated as Baba, Bulldozer Baba. So right here, you can see Aayenge Yogi Ji, the line that PM Modi actually, said, Aayenge to Yogi Hi. And here people dancing, just hear the chants and the claps. The sloganeering, the euphoria, the skill at which the BJP is actually celebrating this victory with the party workers. Absolutely a moment that the BJP will consider a huge milestone. Not only because it's a victory that was much wanted, it was an Agni Pariksha not only for Yogi, but also for the policies of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but it was a litmus test to prove that the BJP is a party that has the victory code cracked very easily, Preeti.
Well, we're going to come right back to you. The crowds are only swelling, and understandably so. This is a massive victory. It's a huge show of strength where Yogi Adityanath is concerned. What you see on your television screen are the Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters in Lucknow. We are also going to take you and get you maybe a split screen as we go into a break, because the action here is at 5:30 p.m. The vote of thanks, the victory speech, whatever you might call it. But the action from there will then shift to Delhi, the BJP headquarters in Delhi, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be addressing the cadres, his victory march, his vote of thanks. After all, the BJP has won 4 out of 5 states. With these visuals, viewers, I'm going to go into a quick break. These 2 visuals are where all eyes will be this evening. The headquarters of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Lucknow and in Delhi. A quick break. When we return, we're going to take you right back to all the jubilation, all the celebration.